So I'm at my local bike park, Camp Fortune, and I've honestly been dreading coming here to ride the chairlift because I've been dealing with a problem for a couple of years now with my forearms. So for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been dealing with arm pump really bad. And what that is when the ligaments and muscles in your arms get really tight. In some cases, I lose feeling in my hands as I'm riding down the trails. And in the worst case scenario, my hands actually start to open up on the bars. So Camp Fortune is one of the rockiest bike parks I've ever ridden. So it's obviously not ideal when I'm riding down a steep rocky chute for my hands to start opening up. That can spell disaster pretty quickly. So I've always liked to have my rebound nice and high because I like the kick that I get off of jumps. And that's been great for flow trails, but not so great on those trails. They're a little more technical, where you're kind of always braking just to keep your bike in control. Chunky trails like this one, where there's lots of rock and chatter on the trail. It's actually quite painful to ride my bike with high rebound. All good?
Yep.
So when I got to the bike park this morning, I decided, all right, I'm gonna try turning my rebound all the way down. Never done that before. And the theory was that the kickback from those little bumps was adding up and basically wearing out my arms faster. Then I also let a little bit of air out of the left side of my shock and turned up the firmness on my grip damper, and that would be so that I have more of a supple feeling off the top of the stroke and a little more support from the grip damper. Oh, hello dear. So what I mean by support from the grip damper is sketchy line. What I mean by that is the fork ramps up. So it starts soft and then gradually hardens up. And I made those changes, and I also brought my brake levers out a little bit to save my braking finger a little bit of work. And the changes have been great. I'm actually feeling really good on these chunky trails that I couldn't even ride earlier this season because it just hurt too much. But jumping is a little less kicky. Back up for another lap. Back at the top. So this is not necessarily the only way to do this, but it's what worked for me today. And I have noticed a few problems when jumping, and that's that you don't get that kick from the rebound, so a little more difficult to clear jumps because you've got to put that extra English on the bike yourself rather than it being automatic. Phew. Oh, but it's so much better in these bumpy corners and blown out sections, which I ride a lot more in this part of Quebec than I do jumps. And it would only take me about maybe 30 seconds to a minute to put my old settings back on the bike. Phew. Like fire road sections like this used to suck. So if you're about to head to Whistler and ride A-line all day, well, don't listen to me right now. Stiffen up your bike and add a little more rebound. It'll save you energy throughout the day. But if you want to ride the tech trails, maybe give this a shot. Nice. Oh yeah, that's sick. got an arm burning fire road coming up, but it feels a lot better. Wow, it's really night and day.
Until next time, ride good trails.